God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, Josh from New Jersey. Just wanted to run a question by you in regards to an item I was looking into. So for the example, I'll just say an Under Armour running suit, a shirt and pants, sold as a full set. So some of the complaints from people were that they have a bigger top half, so they wish they could get a large shirt and still have the medium-sized pants, but the options are only for the whole suit as a small, medium, large, or extra large. You can't separate the shirts and the pants. So what would be the best way to do that? Is it possible to have it all in one listing? Would you have to make two separate listings and then maybe put them as frequently bought together? What would be the best way to combat that situation? Because it seems to be a pain point for a lot of customers and a way for me to differentiate myself. So look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for everything that you do.
Hey, Josh, thank you so much for the question. And it feels like we were kind of like neighbors because I was in upstate New York for, well, over 40 years. And I've driven through New Jersey plenty of times. So yeah, we're kind of like neighbors. But let's go ahead and address your question here. Now, I think what you're saying is it's a really good question. You have like a suit of some kind, but the top fits differently than the bottom, or some people's body shapes are different. Let's face it, right? And I think what you're going to have to figure out here is probably how to sell them on their own listings and then try to get them infrequently bought together, or using the promotion area to lead people over to those other products. The other thing is maybe you put something in your images, not your main image, of course, but your other images that show like this is product A and this is product B, and then they know that you have those two that kind of go together, or that that you have different items that go together, and then that will lead them to those other things. But you're right, because if you're going to have a shirt and pants, and each of those are going to fit differently. I know myself, like it's going to be hard if you go with a large overall. Like I might be, well, I know for a fact my son is larger as far as like lengthwise, right? So his top needs to be longer than mine, but our pants might fit, right? Because our waists or our hips are up higher or whatever, right? I mean, there's all of these different things that come into it when you're trying to fit a whole body. So I understand that. So I think the only way that you're really going to be able to do this successfully is to have two separate listings, one for the top and one for the bottoms. And then from there, you're going to be able to do variations off of that with the size and maybe with colors, right? So maybe you're going to have 4 different colors, and then you're going to have sizes for each of those colors. But that's the only way that I really think that you're going to be able to do that. And also, you got to think about this. Some people might just want to buy the top, or they might just want to buy the bottom. This way here, you're not locking them into where they have to buy top and bottom. So it might be a better thing. So that's what I would probably do. The other thing you can probably do in the promotions area is you can say, get 10% off of the bottoms when you buy the top. You can do something like that. So that way there you're cross-promoting each one as well, and you're reminding them that you have other things in relation to what they're purchasing right now. So that's what I would probably say would be your best bet. And the other thing you got to think about here is it's also 2 pieces of real estate versus 1. And I don't normally say to do that unless it makes sense, because then you have 2 different listings to manage, and you have 2 different listings with reviews and ranking and all that stuff. But the cool thing about this is you will get 2 pieces of real estate in Amazon if you do it this way. And then again, you're going to give better choices, because you don't want to get refunds either, because then people buy it and then they say, well, the bottoms fit good, but the top didn't. Can I send back just the top and get a new top? And then you sell them in a full complete set, and then that's not going to work. So anyone else out there that's selling either clothing or something else that would work like this, that there's different size top and bottom, and they could be, they could vary, then you're going to want to be careful with that. And I would say probably break them apart, put them on their own listing, and then I would try to make it really known that they go together, and then that way there people will be led to that. And I think a coupon is a great thing. You can even put that into an image if you wanted to. I know terms of service, I mean, some people say you aren't supposed to put that in your image. I say, you know what? Do what you feel is right. I don't think it's a huge deal. But again, it's a way to lead people to your other products. And even if that's just to show, your top and your bottom on, on someone, and then you have like an arrow pointing to each one or some type of way to kind of highlight those two, but then they buy the top, and then of course they're going to want the bottom. So then they're going to be able to be linked over there through the promotions area. And the other thing that you can do, the last thing that I would recommend here, is definitely having an insert card. So this way here, you can maybe give 10% off of their next purchase. And then that might show your other items on that insert card. So then if they didn't even know it in the listing, they're going to see it over, on the insert. So that's another way to drive people back to your listing, because they may be like, oh, wow, I wanted that. But pretty much if people want the top and bottom, they're going to know about it already. And they're going to start looking for it. Then they're going to look through your brand. They're going to find it. But if you can make it easier for them to find it, then obviously you're going to do better. All right. So hopefully this helped you. It's definitely a great question, and just keep me posted. Let me know how you make out and how things are moving along for you. All right.
If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this, and that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop.
Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.